was easy.
You can have this as instantly as you want. This experience of manifesting a specific person effortlessly, if you're doing it correctly, it's a really, really wonderful, ecstatic, beautiful experience because you know that this is so meant for you and you know that it's unfolding and it's so delicious every time that you think about it and there's no doubt in your mind. Hey guys, I'm Jasmine with Manifest a Specific Person Fast, and I'm going to tell you 3 ways that you can attract a specific person into your life instantly. Stay tuned until the end of the video because I'm going to give you some very special bonus tips, what not to do, and extra bonus material. If you don't have what you want, it's because you're more focused on the circumstances of what you don't want than you are on the circumstances of what you do want. You get whatever you're focused upon. Some people are not really aware that they're entertaining ideas around their desire that they don't actually want. So let's say, for instance, you can think about your specific person, but if you're not thinking about them in the desired way that you want them to be, then you're not actually thinking about what you want. You're actually thinking about what you don't want. That means if you're thinking about the past, as in like past reality, past circumstances, past things that happened before that are not desirable to you, if you're thinking about the situation now, what's going on now, what are they thinking now, what are they doing now, are we going to get together, when is this going to happen, I wonder what they're going to do, all of those thoughts are thinking about what you do not want. And those are the things, if you are not manifesting your specific person, those are the things that you're mostly thinking about. You're thinking about the past, you're thinking about asking a lot of questions with yourself and with other people and trying to look for answers like, how do I make this happen? That's not being in the vibration of it's already done. You know, how do I make this happen? When is this going to happen? That's not what you would be asking yourself if it was already done. So you see how that works? You have to be coming from a place that is, this is already done. What does that feel like? It feels like confident, fulfilled, satisfied. It feels like I don't have to ask questions. It's not question mode, it's answer mode. There's a very big difference between living in the reality of your now and living in the reality of knowing what you want, knowing that that thing is going to come to pass and come to fruition for you, knowing it so deeply and so securely that it feels as if it's already done to you. Just like if I say I'm going to the grocery store, I know that so clearly and so confidently that I already feel like it's done. Like the satisfaction and the confidence within me as I say I'm going to the grocery store feels as if that's already done for me. Number 2 is if it's not happening, it's because you're not feeling the way that you want to feel. I cannot stress this enough, and I feel like other people don't stress this enough, that every single thing that we do in manifesting, every idea, every quote, every technique, it's just to get you to be ready to feel into the reality of your choosing. It's just to get you to feel it real, to feel it as if it were real, to live in the wish fulfilled as an experiential feeling. Everything that we do is just to prepare you to do that one thing, because as soon as you are able to manifest an experiential reality for yourself where you're actually able to feel into the reality of your choosing, once you can do that, you are so close to getting it. Like you are so, because it takes a great deal of movement and manifestation just to be able to actually feel into that reality that you prefer, the reality that you actually want. If you can feel it, you are already like 99% of the way there, 99% of the way there, if you can actually feel it to the point of satisfaction. If you're able to do that, all you have to do is keep feeling into that every single time the subject comes up. So if you're like a Neville Goddard follower and Neville Goddard says, and people are asking about this, they're asking about like dropping the subject versus holding it or like thinking about it in a positive way. So I'm going to tell you how that works. Neville Goddard tends to say, or Neville Goddard teachings tend to say, like, think about it, experience it as real as you can make it, and then you drop it completely. But here's the thing about that is, do that if you're able to drop it completely. We do this naturally all the time. If I say I'm going to the grocery store and then I don't think about it again until I'm ready to go, I'm going to get gas. Okay, I don't think about it again until I see the gas station. That's cool. If you can do that, that's totally works, totally fine, because being able to drop it and let it go, it means that you feel confident about it enough and okay and satisfied about it enough to not have to think about it. So if you know that you don't have to think about it because it's already taken care of, or it will be taken care of very easily, it's already in the bag for you. So that's your testimony. You're not having to think about it or worry about it is your testimony to yourself and to the universe that I know that this is cool. I don't have to worry about this. I know this is taken care of, right? So you're living in the end of knowing that this is done, and then you pop into that parallel reality where, suddenly it's done. But if you're not able to drop it, what are you supposed to do? Most of the people that I talk to are not able to drop the subject, right? It will keep coming up for them, and if they're not thinking about it, they're trying not to think about it. So they're not actually dropping it. They're just trying to pretend like they're dropping it. You can't do that. You can't pretend to the universe I'm pretending that I'm not thinking about this thing that I actually am thinking about, because I actually am kind of worried about it right now, but I don't want anybody to know, even myself. You know what I mean? That doesn't work. That's why it still doesn't happen. If you cannot drop it, then you have to be able to think about it in the way that you want to think about it. You have to be able to actually focus on your desire purely, not on the person in any scenario, in any given scenario. You don't want any given scenario. You want the person to be the version of themselves that you actually want to be with, the version of themselves that actually wants to be with you, the version of themselves that is happy to treat you the way that you want them to treat you, the version of themselves that harmonizes with you very easily, that has very fun time with you, the version of themselves that mingles with you and interacts with you in a very seamless, loving sort of way. You want a specific version of them. So if you could create a beautiful dream reality in your mind feel into that reality is exactly the reality that I want. That is everything that I want. I relish in that. I love that. I enjoy that. I am thoroughly just oogling and dreaming in this reality. This feels like heaven. This feels like fun. I love when I think about this reality. So if you could, every time that you think about it, every time that it comes up, you think about it in a certain way, in a way that is completely desirable for you, that makes it happen so instantly. If you could convince yourself to forget everything else except, you just kind of, let's say that you figured out a way to reason or logic yourself to believe that this desired reality is the true reality, instantly, it would manifest instantly, because the only thing that keeps it from manifesting instantly is your awareness that it's not happening. You can have this as instantly as you want. It just takes your ability to convince yourself. And as you are doing the work and you're vibrationally, changing your mind and logicking yourself and soothing yourself and feeling better, as you create the intention and come into the state, it just kind of makes things happen for you inside your mind, and inspirations come to you and pop for you that help you reason and logic stories in your mind, or come to inspired thoughts that will make that new reality make more sense to you. It's a very mental unfolding. It's a very emotional unfolding. It's a mental emotional experience where the new reality becomes the dream reality in a very sensical sort of way. When you focus on your dream more than on what you think is the current reality becomes the dream. Now, what does focus mean? Now, focus is very specific. Like I said, there's only one reality that you want. So you don't focus on any reality whatsoever that has anything to do with any other reality than the one that you want. you are focused, okay? So it's this one reality, this one picture, this one feeling, this one interpretation, and this one perspective. Number 3 is your interpretation of the current reality tells you what you're actually thinking, believing, and practicing in your mind. It tells you what you are believing. So your perception tells you everything that you need to know. So if you are practicing in your mind and you're like, oh, that feels so good, I'm meditating, I'm doing affirming, I'm scripting, I'm doing this, I'm getting coaching, which, by the way, if you want coaching, see that link below. I still have some availability for November so far. If you're saying to yourself, I'm doing all of these things, and in the back of your mind, it's to try to make this other thing happen because it hasn't happened yet. And then you kind of like, let's say a few days go by and you're like, well, it hasn't happened yet. This sucks. I guess that it's not working. That interpretation tells you what you are doing in your mind. It tells you where you're really at. It tells you what your thoughts really are. It's not a matter of it's not working for me or why isn't it happening fast enough. It's a matter of if you were 100% dedicated to what you're doing in your mind, like if you were completely marinating your mind and enveloping your mind in that new reality, you're just like soaking your mind in that reality to demolish any other reality from your relevant point of view, you would not be having the thought that this isn't working. How do you know that it's not working? It's not working unless if you say that it's not like, why would you interpret that? Just because there's no evidence in front of you, supposedly, that doesn't even mean that it's not working. That means that you're perceiving that it's not working, which tells you what you are doing in your mind. It means that you have already been practicing doubt the whole time that you thought that you were practicing the vibration of what you want. You had to have been practicing doubt in order to be in this perspective right now that says, wait, but I don't see any evidence and it's not working. Because if you were actually thinking the correct way, which is completely enveloping your mind and brainwashing your mind with the new reality, yes, you want to brainwash yourself with this new reality. If you were actually really doing that without any doubt in a pure, focused way, you would never come to a point where your interpretation is this isn't happening. You would naturally be being persistent. You would naturally be like, I know it's coming. I know it's coming. You'd wake up every day. I know it's coming. I know it's happening. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. I can feel it. I feel so good about this. I know it's coming. I know it's happening. That would be your consistent interpretation. It doesn't matter how much time goes by. That would be your consistent interpretation if you were doing the process correctly to begin with. So number 1, if you're not getting what you want, it's because you're more focused and infatuated with the current circumstances than you are with entertaining what you want. Okay, so you're not entertaining what you want, you're entertaining circumstances. That's number 1. Number 2 is if it's not happening, it's because you're not feeling the way that you want. So you could think about what you want, but not be feeling it, and that can definitely keep it from happening, because you do at least have to feel secure and okay and confident, or at least convince yourself and fake it till you make it, right? Like, you have to be feeling it on some level. You have to be feeling confident about that in some level. Even confident to the point of being able to drop it and not think about it, because that's still confidence. That still means that you know that it's happening. And the third thing is your interpretation is everything and tells you the work that you're actually doing. Okay, so if you ever wonder, like, I wonder where I'm at with this, well, like, are you doubting or are you deciding that you know that it's perfectly fine? Are you feeling good about it or not? You know, that tells you how well you're actually doing. Here, let's do a bonus number 4 here. So every single time that you think about what you want to decide for yourself that it is totally happening, and you want to get to the point where every single time that you think about it, it's this wonderful experience of relishing in the profundity and the awesomeness of that wish fulfilled. Because if that's the game, and the idea, this is a really good tip too, is when your idea is just to gain satisfaction from the thought of it alone, that is really what manifests. Oh my God, that is what manifests. So the point is not to manifest something. You cannot make something manifest by trying to make it manifest. That's what's tripping so many people up, is they think they can try to manifest something and you can't. You can just brainwash yourself into the feeling and the experience that it's already real, and then it becomes already real. So to me, that's not trying, that's just deliberation, right? That's convincing yourself and being persistent with what you're convincing yourself of. This experience of manifesting a specific person effortlessly, if you're doing it correctly, it's a really, really wonderful, ecstatic, beautiful experience, because you know that this is so meant for you, and you know that it's unfolding, and you know that it's going to be so awesome, and it's so delicious every time that you think about it, and there's no doubt in your mind. A doubt is just a reality that you're entertaining that is not for you. And how do you know it's not for you? Because you don't like it. That means it's not yours. A doubt is a reality that you're entertaining that's not yours. If you really look at everything that I have said here and put everything that I have said here into practice, you can manifest what you want so fast. And I don't care how long it takes for you to align all of your thoughts to that degree. Make sure that your focus is to feel aligned, not to try to manifest something. Because if your awareness is I'm trying to manifest something, then you're at the same time aware that it hasn't manifested. So if you want to manifest